What's up, guys? Back at it again with another week of the Booty League podcast. Welcome to week 4. Joined by my co-hosts David and Chris.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to be back. Good to be back on the show. Thank you for having me, Nick.
What's up, guys?
What's up? So, how's your year been, Nick?
So way better than I deserve. Way better than I deserve. I'll say that.
How are you doing right now? 2-1 or
2 and 1.
Let's
two and one?
go. 2-1 gang.
Oh, right
Two and
here,
one,
2-1 gang. Yeah,
Let's
yeah, yeah. Let's
go.
go.
Sure.
All right. Well, hopping right into our quick question. How often do you guys think about the Roman Empire? And this is in any metric you want, any time frame you want.
Oh man. I'm such a boomer, David, to explain this to me, but I'm gonna be honest, I think about it quite often. I teach because I teach like Latin roots and stuff like that, like to like break down root words.
Yeah.
So we have to look at like Greek and Latin roots. So probably more than I'd like to admit. I think about like the Roman Empire.
Like an everydayer or like a twice a weeker.
It's usually a skill. It's like a skill in a week, so like a couple times a month.
Oh, a couple times a month. So yeah, okay.
We'll like look at a certain skill like for the whole week, so we'll like look at it. If it's a skill that week, we'll look at it a couple times a day. So between that and like the Republic, like I gotta do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I
dude,
see. I forgot you guys
Republic,
did that.
like-
I forgot you guys did that. It's cool. That's true.
So-
That's what's scuffed, bro. I don't even think I remember it. You guys remember the Nick?
You're a Boy Scout. You're an Eagle Scout. You should
Do you
know it.
remember the Pledge of Allegiance, Nick?
Yeah, I can recite it by heart right now.
All right,
Mr.
we'll save
Mr.
the YouTube.
FBI, David definitely knows the.
I'm
Pledge of
un-American.
Well, I think if we'll say the first few lines, you can complete it. I'm
I
sure
think
it's
I'll
done.
know like the tune. I don't think I ever. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't think I ever knew it. I kind of just learned it by. Actually, okay, this is actually bringing back memories. I think didn't know it because no one teaches it to you, and when you go to school, everyone starts putting their shit over their heart, and then everyone starts reciting it, and you're just like, "The fuck?" What the-
You get bullied into it, dude.
and then I'm like, "The fuck you guys learned that shit from?" And so then like. I'm gonna be honest, in Boy Scouts, I think when we did that shit, I kind of just mouthed along until I finally started piecing the lyrics together after so many times. Like you just learn it, but it's not like someone had like the lyrics print out. It's more of like, okay, so indivisible fits here, justice for all. It's like and justice for all, and then so then you piece back. You're like, indivisible. Yeah, I think that's how the process. I don't know if do you guys remember learning it?
Yeah, I actually learned it.
Like,
I think I had like a framed, like a laminate lyric sheet posted on the wall right in front of a class, so you'd have to read it as you follow along. But your experience is exactly what I went through for every Scout song. Was because I joined when I was late. Like I was 16 when I joined Scouts, so everyone was just like, "Yeah, yeah, what the hell?" And I'm just like, "Holy shit, I gotta." And then you guys would yank me, and I'd be like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
Good times though.
Yeah.
Good times.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire, Nick?
So Corinne asked me this recently, and that's when I knew it was like an internet meme. I answered I was like probably like twice a year, 'cause like it'll just come in, right? Because then like Chris, random like Greek. I guess Greek is Latin doesn't count, but like Greek and Latin stuff will come in, and then that would dovetail into like, damn, that shit was crazy, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like
that irrigation was crazy.
Yeah, dude. Underground sewers, kind of nuts. Yeah, and then all that. Yeah, so I'd be like, that's when it would come in. But then she's like, that's so crazy. When I answered, I was like, why? Like, why? Why is that crazy?
It's a very influential empire.
And also being men, you're like, dude, imagine being Caesar. Kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because we could put ourselves in those shoes.
And gladiators, bro. You're just like, people legit just went and watched people fight to the death. Like, that just blows my mind.
That's insane.
Fact check me. Sparta is a city-state, right?
It's before the Romans. They like fought like the Athens and stuff,
okay.
and like Greeks and stuff. If
Okay.
I'm sure the internet sleuths or Royce can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's in like a little bit before the rise of the Roman Empire.
Actually, I had a stint in like philosophy. Like I really enjoyed philosophy, so like Plato and like Aristotle or whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're all Roman, but I think they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what is exactly that meme? Is that just the thing that
I think
guys
it's
do?
just because I think it's just how they're just surprised at how frequent that the guys think about
As in
it.
it's more than 0?
As in, like, this is like something. It's like asking a guy, like, how often do you think of the menstrual cycle? You would say like 0, right, or something like that. And
Okay.
then it's like shocking to them that we think about it even at all. I think that's
Gotcha.
the meme.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right. And yourself, David?
I was telling Alice that she asked me, but and I was telling her like maybe like a couple times a month, like I would see like a video, and then it would be like 10 things you didn't know about the Roman Empire or some shit like that, and then you just click on it, and then I'm like, now I know 10 things that should. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. All right.
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's jump into shot bets. People didn't pay out this week. They have until tonight. I did say like, you know what, I put the time as the date due as 9:26. So if they finish it by tonight, whatever. Timmy 07, Dallas D. He said he wasn't gonna drink last week. Interest, and then he's supposed to drink Dallas D weekly. Michael owes 3. It's gonna turn into 4 at midnight. James owes 2 or 3. It depends if he wants to take the guest head-to-head. Ryan owes 1 if he wants to take the guest head-to-head. Royce this coming week owes a guest head-to-head. And all right, I gotta talk about this. Vintuk, Royce owes a Korova bar. I'm just the moderator. I'm just the facilitator. But I do have to pull the receipts up, okay? So Royce versus Vintuk Korova bar, and then it was like 1 bite or something like that. That's my
Yep.
question mark. But according to my receipts, if it'll load, actually. Royce goes, Vintuk shot bet. You and I had the same record after this week. No, Royce says that. Vintuk goes, if you want to drink, just say so. Royce goes, let's go. Put it down. Royce goes, let's make this more interesting. LMAO, Korova bar bet, 1 corner. And David chimes in and goes, that guy's going to relapse.
Yeah.
All right. So then number 2, power rankings are in between there. And then Vintuk goes, why stop at a corner? Loser eats the whole bar. And then Royce goes, I'm down if you are. If I lose, I take it Sunday morning and sleep for the entire day's games. LOL, it's the new tech. You'll be sleeping, fam, but it won't be just for the day games, so on and so forth. Royce goes, sheesh, sign me up, fam. And then there's never any backpedaling that I witnessed after that.
I see.
So, according to the receipts, y'all gotta figure out between yourselves, but someone's gotta pay up something. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah. And you know, I have my sources. If y'all need access to a Korova bar, I know an import-export guy, alright?
Okay.
So, and if you guys need any eggs, let me know also. I can see what we haven't. Oh, we did have a goose egg in your matchup versus me, Chris. I think I should have brought something out there, you know. But
you gotta show your egg plug. We haven't seen one yet.
I haven't brought one out. I forgot about that gimmick that we used to do.
Dude, how could you forget?
I tried to find a picture of you with doing that to put as my profile pic for our week.
Yeah.
I think I have it. I can find it. I think I have it.
It's somewhere, and with the small eggs too. All right,
and then shot bets. David and Ryan have the same new record this week. They have the same record this coming week. Ryan said yes. David said no. That they won't have the same record.
So I have 2 outs here. Not only so that Ryan's out as I lose against me and he has to win, but Ryan can also lose and I can also lose and I still win the bet.
That's true. You won't have the same record.
I have better odds here, so I don't think Ryan did the math. You know,
that's true.
Ryan has 1 out.
Okay. And then we'll all take a shot later together during our next segment. So let's jump into our breaking news waiver wire.
Wait, I gotta take my do I take my head-to-head shot or no?
We can take it during the week recap because that's where you lost it at the headset, and we can all take a shot together. So moving into our waiver wire bids, a lot of money spent this week. Mainly myself. I bid on Joshua Palmer 69. 4 total bids. Closest was Topher with 34, Nick with 79, Michael with 25. Cortland Sun in 20. Cortland Sun by Knee 56. 5 total bids. Topher 18, Michael 15, Nick 11, and David 5. Royce Jordan Love. This was the spiciest one, 35. 6 total bids. Knee 35, Nick 21, myself 12, and ones. And other bids over 10 or just highly contested. Wandell for 13, Mike Mo for 10. Mike Mo had CJ Stroud for 10.
Mike Mo for $10.
My bad. David got Rashi Rice, beat it, myself and Mike out for $1. By $1, so $9 to $8, and then $8 Josh Downs. And any comments on this week about the waiver wire? Nick, go ahead.
I mean, your bid for Josh Palm. I mean, you sure you don't want to talk about that? Because I know what I'm going to say about it.
All right, so I'll talk about it first. I put 69 as a meme bid, and then it's just my meme holding thing. Like 69. At first it was like, all right, so I looked at Topher's and I'm like, he spent 61 on Justice Hill. All right, so I'm gonna put 69 and I'm gonna think about it. Because Topher put 61 on Justice Hill and he needs the Charger stack. And there's a thing about
I think it's his Noble Phantasm.
So just throwing it out there, and then I went to go do something and I just didn't get back to it in time to move it. But I was thinking like 50. Like I was really looking like 50 at the lowest, 51.
You had to have him.
But I really wanted a piece of the Kellen Moore offense. Wide receivers are kind of hurting like upside wise, and Justin Herbert just looks good. So I want a piece of the offense. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this. So anything for you, David? Any thoughts on this week for yourself?
Yeah, Joshua Palmer, the hot waiver wire pick this week. I mean, $34. I seems around $30 is price in our league at least. You know, there's that. I forget what the rookie's name is coming up, but then there was a quote
Quentin Johnston, yeah.
There was a quote that said he's not playing. I'm paraphrasing, but he's not playing because he's not good. Essentially, what I took it as, right?
Yeah.
And so I could see it going like for around like $40 to $50, but personally I wasn't interested. But I can see why he was, because Justin Herbert's like kind of on fire right now, and they're just passing so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll continue when Austin Eckler comes back, if he comes back, but yeah, I mean, it's all right. I hope you play him this week.
I was just looking at like stats of all of them, and I felt like he had a lot more larger snap percentage and like 10 targets when Mike Williams or Keenan Allen was gone last year. So I took that into account, and then
I mean, yeah, I think if Quentin Johnston and him was on the waiver wire, I think I would personally have favored Joshua Palmer in that instance. So I don't think it's a bad buy at all.
Yeah, but definitely an
69 is definitely overpay. But
oh yeah.
Nick, any thoughts?
Yeah.
Anything else?
By all means, if you're looking for a piece of the Chargers offense, it's not Joshua Kelly that went for $71. So I think
last time
A plus play this week, Chris.
Oh,
last time someone. The right Joshua.
That was the right Joshua. Yeah.
And then I thought Cortland Sutton was an overpay. I thought 56 was a lot. But Russell Wilson seems to be doing well. That's what people are saying. Overpay in my opinion. And then let's talk about the real talk of the waivers. Jordan Love.
Dude.
Last night on Discord it was crazy, right? We were talking about trades, and then I think we just last time we were talking about Jordan Love, and then I know Jonathan really wants to trade, so you might hear a trade with Jonathan and Knee coming up soon, because it depended on if Knee could get Jordan Love.
I see.
And then so Jordan Love for 35 beats out Knee for 35, and he just had a waiver priority.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I've never seen a waiver priority come through in our league yet.
I'm sure there has.
There was one last week. I think I bid with someone and I was bummed out. I think I had the same exact thing.
With the same fab, because I know
with the same fab. I think it was like Michael.
It's probably lower stakes.
Had like 3 though. Like we all had like 3 or something. So
I gotcha.
Oh yeah. Last week it was all like $3, and then you waiver. Yeah. That's true.
I'm very surprised because I thought everyone does the tech where you like bid $1 over the 5s and 0s because
It,
that you know that's like the
Hey, quit
it's
hey, the rooks
It
don't
is
know
a
the
money,
tech. Hey, quit revealing. That was a
well, this is
2020.
Royce and me.
That's a 2021 David's tips tech. If
You're not wrong,
long-time
you're not wrong.
listeners of this show.
You're not
Jake
wrong.
Stocks, if you're watching this one.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the waiver wires? So that's the story behind that one. That got super exciting.
Yeah. No.
I think the secondary, I mean, not as high stakes, but the Rashee Rice went out very nicely then.
I think that's nice.
Yeah,
I think that's
it
nice.
felt good. First, if it makes you feel any better, at first I bid $13, and so it's not like I underbid and then kept ticking up. You know, I would have paid more.
I wouldn't have gotten him because I didn't have space, so I kind of chose Wandale over Rashee. But yeah.
All right.
Jordan Love should make waves. Maybe.
Hopping into we had money check. Hosby's spending right now.
Talk about it. Who's closest to financial freedom?
Chris is closest to financial freedom at $104. The next closest is Topher at $110. But then me looking at his team, I'm like, who did he spend it on? He spent it. I can't tell. If someone could tell me who the money's being spent on, I would like to know. But behind that, we got Mike Mo at 129 and Yi. And Timmy at 126. And Nick at 123. We got a bunch of guys in the 120s. Yeah, but then everyone after that around like 140 to 180, and I think Marcus and Ty not being in the the notorious non-spenders, along with Yi. Yi's also a notorious non-spender.
Not after this week.
Yeah, so I think we'll see. Everyone, we're that much closer.
It's not a points per fab league, boys. Come on.
True. I'm gonna say we're that much closer to financial freedom, and $100, 100 fab is too much fab still. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
So going to the week before recap, I thought some tight storylines. I talked this out Monday, like night before the games. James was down by 5 versus David, and he had 2-2 versus Mike Mo Evans. That went down to the wire. Vincent was up by 5 versus Royce, but he did have Goddard playing versus AJ Brown, Godwin, and McPherson. That proved to be too much. Michael was down 40-ish versus Nick, Devonta, Puka, Hakuna Matata, and Kyron. And then you got Timmy down by 5 versus Topher, and T. Higgins versus
Rashad White was so bad.
Black, dude. Oh my god, these got to be Malden. So let's look at the recap really quick. I got 4 right. Our guests Royce and David got 3 right. So I won over Jonathan. Topher won over Timmy. Nick reverse swept us over Michael. Royce then took. Yi win out, and then David over James. So that was the picks from last week, bringing my total to up to 500. I had 66% up to 500. Both of the other the host and the guest had 500, and the host is up to 389. We're chipping our way back up. 38%. And then the guests have a 31% or 32%.
Nice, nice.
I would have more for the guests at 22.
David, I was out for a week, so James put 4 bets in, but he put 4 picks in. Didn't make the pot to finish it out, so it's like this odd number that's not a multiple. I see.
Interesting. Okay.
I wanted to add something because I'm gonna take a shot with David because David lost, but anything is possible.
New segment.
Not sponsored. If I get sued, if David gets sued,
with the label.
So anything is possible. I'm gonna shoot for see if we can find some like high upside plays or just like something that was like crazy that brought them the win or just that kind of came to fruition. If anything is possible goes to Topher. Topher this week is the first anything is possible weekly award for our first and last time we're gonna speak about this stack. 57 points from the Chargers stack. Holding it down, folding Timmy's team, and also anything is possible if T. Higgins couldn't outscore Chad Black.
Yeah.
Like a massive 3.1 points in prime time on 2 of 8 receptions. versus Chad Black had like 4 points, and anything is possible. So I will drink up to that.
You want to know what's crazy?
What's up?
Timmy would have won if Topher didn't get that crazy ass Keenan Allen to
The
Mike
pass.
Williams
Dude,
Real
30-yard pass. I think that put him over the.
What is that like?
It's like a
10
30.
points,
Yeah.
12 points for the 2 points for the throwing, so that's 12, and then like 4 points for the reception, so it's between like 15 and 17 points.
It's
Yeah.
One play,
for one
crazy.
play. That is
Dude, what a
crazy,
stack, man.
bro.
But it's-
I'll drink to
hey,
that.
hey, anything
All right,
is possible.
anything is possible, y'all.
Anything is possible.
First and last time we're gonna talk about that stack.
It was
All
cool.
right, I'll do
Go ahead.
I'm on to introduce a new segment here also. Or wait, did you have anything else to say?
No, just gonna talk about the week that 2-2 almost came back for James.
Oh,
How'd
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel about that? How'd you feel about that?
Me? Bro,
Yeah.
I was at the barbershop, and the barbershop has the game up right there, and then you don't hear audio, right? And so I'm just in the seat getting my hair cut, and then I'm just sitting there, and there's no audio, and I see 2-2 run it in, because I see like his number. I forget what his number was. I knew it in the game, but then
Yeah.
I just see like Atwell on the back rush it in. I'm like, no, because he already had like 4 points, but I'm like,
Yeah.
hold up. And then, but I'm getting like no audio, so they put the 7 points and they flashed the graphic, so it made me think like it was
Yeah.
like legit already, set in stone. And then I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I did not need that, because at the point it was like at halftime in the other game, and Mike Evans only had like 2 points, and then I was like, fuck, dude, that just ruined my day. And then so then I went to commercial break, and I'm like, oh, they're reviewing it, bro. There's something going on there. And so luckily for me, they took it back. And I
You
think
lost
James,
with that, right?
huh?
You would have lost with that.
I would have
touchdown,
straight up lost with that touchdown. Yeah. Because 2-2 Iowa also got a score at the end of the game
Yeah.
also. So yeah, I would have lost.
Nick, how are you feeling going to the game down 40-ish with those 3 players? I would have been scared myself, but what were you thinking going through that?
I'm here.
Let's go. Come on, bro. Come on, man. I ain't worried.
Bro,
at
the
all,
Pepe
bro.
face
Ain't
was on your.
worried.
Did you
Oh,
plan
whatever.
that?
Like, it was perfect.
It was perfectly
all
on your
good.
face.
It's all good. That's me, dude. That was me.
Alright.
I'm here, dude. I'm here. But I was high key stressing though, real shit, because realistically, I think I was crunching the numbers at one point, and I was like, if either Nakua or Kyron scored a tutty here, it was like Jover.
Okay.
And like, sure enough, it just like held steady. My eyes were glued to the TV, and I was like ready to talk my shit, dude. I was ready.
Okay, all right.
But I was stressing, high key. I was stressing.
And
Alright.
congrats on the Dubs boys. All I gotta say is that everyone that owed shots last week and didn't pay up lost. So
There
just,
you go.
just had to reiterate that from the messenger. So go ahead, David, your new segment.
My new segment, I was thinking we'd just go through each week's matchups from last week, and I'll just say, believe it or not, you guys break it down whether you believe it or whether or not. It's anything going into the storyline. I can ask whatever, right?
Okay.
Even
okay.
I don't even know what I'm gonna ask yet.
Oh shit!
So
Off the dome.
off the dome. All right, first matchup: Pope David versus James Fam. Najee Harris is droppable, believe it or not.
Damn.
How much fab would he go for? That's what I'm thinking. Like
Cortland Sutton went for 53.
56. Like Najee's got to be a 50-year. Like I don't think he's droppable. He has a name value. He's still getting 50% shares, and what do you get? Like they're not great, but he's still got like double-digit touches, right? Like 12 to 15 touches or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Against
He
Raiders,
got like
he
got like
didn't get
16, I think.
16.
But it was, or 19.
19 touches.
You can't fault a running back getting 19 touches. Like you want that on your roster, right?
It was more, if you watched I watched the game, it was more like, well, anyways, you guys believe or not.
I don't believe.
He's my player.
For the spice level, I'm gonna say believable, dude. I'd say he goes a full week without a single bid.
No way he goes a week without
way.
a
Okay,
bid.
maybe
Cortland
not,
Sutton went
I
for
think he
50.
goes for like Well, Cortland also had like 2 touchdowns called back, I think.
Yeah.
He had 2 missed touchdowns.
Okay,
Najee
so
didn't even get
you
close.
believe it. You
I'm-
believe
I'd
he's
say I believe it,
droppable.
dude. Honestly, I'd take Zach Moss over Najee Harris right now.
Well, yeah, I would
Who
too,
would've
but
thought that going
Alright.
into the year?
Next matchup, Jonathan and Chris. Believe it or not, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to break out next season.
oh, that's
Season.
spicy.
Season.
That's spicy. That's spicy.
Season.
It's not this season.
Ooh. If he
He had-
stays on the Lions.
He had a good yards
Yeah,
per
he's-
touch. I don't believe it because I think he has a good yards per touch and he hasn't found the end zone yet as a rookie. So I think he's going to warm up. I think he'll be okay. But that's the copium
The
talking. Maybe we
copium
can
is
ask him.
crazy
Yeah,
on the other
yeah.
side of this call.
Stop
No.
smoking crack.
Stop.
dude.
But you know what's the Detroit's coach's name? I forgot.
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell is always like with Swift and Jamal Williams. He was always like a committee type of guy.
Yeah.
Thunder.
No, it wasn't that. It was like DeAndre would get the yardage and then Jamal would just punch it in.
Yeah, it's always a
So that was
Thunder,
like-
Lightning and Thunder. He's always a Lightning and
Yeah.
Thunder type of
So
guy.
Demo was out, and then they just went to Laporta Potty instead of just giving it to Jameer.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
That's why next
I
year.
think right. So if he gets like the checkdowns and like the screens, then he can be a pretty decent PPR monster, I'd say.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
believe
So
it. So you believe it. So
Yep.
I believe
Next matchup. Versus Timmy and Topher. Topher's team is secretly really good, and that we just need to readjust our rankings on his players on this
No.
monster team.
Not
Believe it or
without-
not.
No, I don't believe anymore because no more Mike Williams. If he had that stack, it's over. It's over. Like I would have believed it.
It's
I would have believed it. But however, he lost. Let's see how this rook navigates the landscape of an injury. That's all.
True.
That's all I
He
say.
hasn't had an injury yet, right?
Yep.
Besides Kelsey at the beginning of the year. All right, Nick.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that the injuries are what killed me my first 2 years in because no depth, no waiver like activity, no, or at least not enough to save me. So yeah, the injuries really crippled me more than I would expected. And he has basically his team is just the Dolphins and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's his whole.
I mean, that's a good team to piggyback.
That's true. That's true. Of all the teams to stack, I think that'd be it. But dude, Henry is like his kind of core piece that really hasn't been showing up for where like you would expect, right? So either I don't know. Did you guys hear about like the trade rumors and stuff for him too? And,
I haven't.
I haven't. Oh, are you breaking news for us right now?
Oh wow,
I mean,
that's
this
fun.
is just like grapevine shit, right? But they're saying like when the trade line comes up, like
He's
Derrick
a
Henry's gonna
name.
be on the block.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah, he has a 38 snap percentage last week.
From
versus
our
Cleveland.
very
That
own-
is crazy.
That's tough, right? But Cleveland D is.
Cleveland D's nice. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Next one, Mike Mo versus Nick. Believe it or not, Mike Mo's keeping this streak of no playoff appearance. You know, last week when he was 0-2, I was like, okay, he could right the ship, but 0-3, man, that's some franchises are just cursed.
Maybe.
Chargers defense, baby.
Believe it or
Bolt
not,
up.
he's keeping the streak alive.
Oh
Shit,
man.
I got a skeeter in here. 1 second.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I'll take this one. I think wait. So believe it that he goes 0-4.
He goes. He's not making the playoffs again.
He's not making the playoffs. I think I might believe it.
Let me hit you with the breaking news and some good luck. I sent you a video, David. Can you pull it up?
Oh
my
shit.
Facebook
He
or-
paid off a shot. He paid off a shot, but let's give him
Oh,
this good
okay.
juju here.
Halt.
Let's
Stop
see
the press.
if we can switch it up on him real quick.
Stop the press.
Give him some good luck. He
Oh.
owes. I think he owes like 3 shots.
Oh,
right
I
now.
see it right here. Okay.
He owes 3
fuck.
shots from the E-Shit Bowl. David more than 50 points from week 1 and an interest 1 week. So let's see if we can pull it up.
Alright,
and
let me
then,
see. Yeah.
If
Let
he
me-
does the James 3-1 and then down it all, I think
just
that's
on the fly.
fucking-
I want to put that good juju out there. But
Yeah.
That's
so
a good juju. I think that's a good juju.
see if we can pay it while we're talking shit about him, right?
All right, you guys see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
That is a broken
Oops.
man.
There you go. There you go. All right, press and play. How many shots does he owe?
I hear
Oh,
he owes
Jack,
Jack
dude.
JD. He owes 3. He owes
Oh.
3.
He owes 3.
Dude,
Oh,
that's
one at a time in a Dave and Buster's cup. I recognize that cup. Is it?
Oh man.
Oh wait.
Is it Dave and Buster's?
No,
I can't
it's
tell. I
not.
can't
It's
tell.
reloading, dude.
Okay, that's pretty full.
Oh.
I'll give him that.
2.
Okay.
2.
Okay. Chase it with the
Hey,
beat.
this
Oh,
guy
the hell-
always trashes Diet Dr. Pepper and he's drinking it. He's always grilling Omar for Diet Dr. Pepper and he's drinking it right now.
All right, last one right here. He needs that good mojo.
Oh.
He needs that good mojo.
Give him a
Right
good
when
mojo.
we're
he saw his dog again.
right when
You
we're
guys
talking
remember
about
that
him.
when he looked off screen? He was like,
Nice, very nice.
All right, very good. All right.
nice.
With that being said, I still believe he's not gonna make the playoffs.
He's not riding the ship. Oh no, he could ride the ship this week and still not
That wasn't
make it.
enough.
Right? That wasn't
Wasn't
enough.
enough.
More shot. I need more bullets. All right. Hopping into our next, believe it or not,
Oh, man.
Vin and Royce. Let's see. Believe it or not, Zach Moss is here to stay.
Oh.
I don't think he's here to stay when Jonathan Taylor comes back, but I think he's nice.
You don't. You think Jonathan Taylor's gonna come back
Yeah.
to the team and
Yeah.
play for the team? Oh, okay. Nick, is he
For the
here to
spice
stay?
level, I think Zach Moss has the job. For the
Oh,
spice.
Oh,
For the
okay.
spice. Just
So
He
then
believes
what?
it, he
You gotta.
believes it.
What happens to Jonathan Taylor then? You
I
can't
think-
say he stays and then
I think he goes to the Browns. I'm just throwing that out there.
to the Browns. Why would you do that to me,
I don't know.
bro?
That was just the first team that came up.
All right.
Imagine if it happens.
All right, and the last one, Ryan versus Ngi. Believe it or not, Ngi is getting all his wins too early and not when it counts. Cause you last year went on a quite a bit of a late round run to your championship. It's all about getting hot late and not early.
That is true. I agree.
Believe it or not.
I'm gonna say I believe it. Just as real shit. Mixon and Tyreek can disappear from time to time. So can Debo. And Raheem has the looming threat of what, like, JWJ and the other guy, Savon, right, coming back.
So man, should
No,
be the third string,
Jeff
but
Wilson. I think Jeff Wilson. You mean?
Yeah,
coming
J-
back.
He said Jeff Wilson and his Sylvan Ahmed should have been that should have been an A-Chain's role.
That, like,
A-Chain,
1-2.
by the way.
Yeah. Oh, the JWJ. Yeah, exactly. So Jeff Wilson. It should have been Jeff Wilson and Savon instead, right? And Tay can also disappear from time to time. So I can definitely believe that. Like,
Okay.
they definitely get schemed out.
I'm not gonna believe it. I think Ngi's team is way too hot right now. That's the scariest.
Right
team.
now.
Right now, that's the.
Scariest
now.
team.
It's a long season.
It is a long season.
But
that's true.
I think I would say in years past, Ngi has his Achilles heel has always been the quarterback position,
True.
and it is the same this year.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, and so okay, that was the end of the segment. So I hope you guys got something out of that. Maybe we can keep it.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment if you guys want that segment to be a weekly thing instead of us just breaking down the matchups.
And hit the bell and the subscribe.
Yeah, and who's that? You know the guy that
Shout out
left
the
that.
boy. Shout out
What's
the
his
boy.
name? What's his
Jake
name?
Stocks. Jake Stocks.
Jake
Come on,
Stocks.
you don't know
Hey,
your
shout
biggest
out.
fan?
Bro, there's
Come
too many
on.
subscribers for me to keep track. But Jake Stocks, shout out, bro.
Shout
You
out.
the real
Shout
one.
out to you.
But all I'm gonna
You're
say
here.
is I didn't see that subscriber count go up.
I took over the podcast, Jake. I got you. I remember you. This
Yeah,
is
all
mine
right.
now.
Shout out,
Love you, buddy.
Appreciate the
All
boy.
right. Let's jump into the power rankings here. You guys saw it. I'm just gonna point out some big things. Highest risers up 5 spots is Timmy from 8 to 4. Nick up 5 spots from 10 to 6. Jonathan down 8 spots, 2 to 10. Vincent down 5 spots, 6 to 11. I would say power rankings 5 through 8 are pretty even, all hovering around that like 6, low 6 to under 6.5 ranking. So Ryan, Nick, James, Royce are about the same ranking. Vinny with disgusting overall wins of 32 to 1.
Dude.
Who's the one?
Disgusting.
It's probably
It's probably something in week 1 or something.
It's
crazy.
probably Jonathan week 1 actually. He scored like 140. But yeah.
Okay. And then his points per game, 144.
Oh, dude.
Sheesh.
That's the minimum if you're trying to beat him.
Oh
Dude.
my gosh.
He had 180 this last week. Give or take 180, so the average doesn't even get skewed that much. That's like
That
his
is-
actual points per game, dude.
That is disgusting. So yeah, with that being said, I think any takeaways from this, David? Any takeaways from the power rankings?
I mean, you gotta see Vin sliding from, or who's it? That's Jonathan sliding down from 2 to 10. Like that's a dramatic slide. But you know, power ranks, it's all algorithmic. Take it with a grain of salt. Jonathan, it's all doesn't take into the context of your team. Jonathan does have Cooper Cup coming back. That's gonna right the ship for him.
Yep.
And I mean, Bijan had a bad game. Herbert, Nico Collins is starting to look like the truth. I don't know what happened last game. And so his team doesn't look. It's not terrible, and he's got a couple people that are injured: Ayuk, Jones, and Cooper Cup. So I don't know. The power rankings, I feel like, weighs too much into the win and loss and the points. I think it's more numbers based than anything. But you know, I would say that's like probably the most shocking from 2 to 10. Like that's like top 2 to bottom 3. That's like kind of crazy in 1 week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thoughts on your team, or any thoughts, Nick?
Oh yeah, I completely agree with David. I think it's, you guys know those like Reddit threads of like week X overreactions.
Yeah.
I feel like the power ranking is just like that like visualize very reactionary to the prior week and just like how you're gonna do the next, like the very next. But I guess they do have the rest of season ranking. But again, it's kind of based on what you have. Like David said, Jonathan has a lot of like sleepers ready to like hit the ground running, I would say. So huge grain of salt taken with this. But with that being said, I don't think mine's very accurate if that's the case, because my team's been kind of like not showing up. I'm like the inverse of me, where like I'm starting off dummy slow. I don't think I've seen a player have a skill position have a touchdown in any of the 3 weeks, aside from the QB. But aside from that, yeah, just enjoy it, flex it while you can, enjoy your spot, and talk your shit when you're number 1 and you beat Yi. I think Yi eventually will have a week or 2 where he's not in the number 1.
Just 1 week or 2.
I'll be real. I talk a big shit about them disappearing, but again, that's only when in like what, week 14 through 16. So.
Yeah. You want them to disappear at the same time, right? You're hoping to disappear at the same
Just
time.
like how mine disappear at the same exact time, exactly.
David, do you feel disrespected being power ranked at 9, being 2-1? And
you know, I feel like I need that underdog mentality. It just it gives me an edge over everyone else, you know, and it just gives me that, you know, it's all about peaking. I'm always laying low, you know, and when you're down there, people want to trade with you more because they're like, oh, let me. So like when you're up high, like people don't really want to make your team better, and so like you gotta lay low. And then when the time is right, you start spiking, you know? Right?
Okay. You're not wrong, dude. One way I approach trades. Never mind. That might be too much information. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Oh, we almost got a sneak. We might need to do.
You gotta save that for the tip. You gotta save that for the tips episode.
All right. Let's look at our week 4 predictions then. Right? That's everything I think we'll cover.
Yeah, that's
so
everything.
Week 4. So our first matchup, we got Michael versus Ryan. I'm gonna pull it up. Let's see. Let's share my board. See if that let us know if you guys like that. If you guys are watchers and you guys prefer like actually having something to look at besides just us.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Having like a diagram to actually look at.
Good idea.
Oh,
now we're gonna see all of our.
Don't mind this degenerate shit.
Yeah.
We redact a lot to put.
Yeah, let me edit that out. Let me blur that out.
You have to blur my team name too.
How do I fix this? All right.
I had to fix my team name.
Our first matchup, I have Michael versus Ryan. So I'm gonna pull that one up right. Michael versus Ryan. We got Tua versus Jalen Hurts. I got Ryan here with Jalen Hurts. I got Michael with the running backs, Kyron Williams and James Conner over Tyler Rozier and Miles Sanders. Wide receivers, I got I think I had it was Chase and Cooper over Puka and Devonta, and I got spicy, and I think I chose Michael this week. I more or less a push. I kind of like that.
Stop smoking crack.
Nah,
Nah, but
this is a bit of a push.
yeah,
you know
I
what
would
mean?
say it's a little bit of a push, but come on, you
But
gotta
yeah,
put
okay, I'll slightly lean this, but I'm gonna say it's not as bad as it looks. It's not
Amari
as bad as it
Cooper
looks.
at a home game, bro.
Well, I think who's his flex? His flex was also Thielen, right? Thielen's been showing up.
No, but you save that for the
I'll even say the flex. So
But I
let's
was
look at
thinking
that.
that like it might be like
You
Thielen
think
could slot
Thielen's a
in.
wide receiver too?
Thielen's the what? Stop
Come on,
smoking
smoke
crack.
crack.
Alright, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself.
All right, let's look at the tight ends here. Freiermuth versus Waller. They're both kind of dogs, so I'm gonna put them as a push. Whoever gets the touchdown, I guess, and then Brees Hall versus Thielen. I'm gonna give it to Thielen here. I'm gonna give it to Ryan. Any disagreeers?
No. The only thing is like I have the wide receivers slightly going to Ryan, but overall even. I do like the. I don't like the. I don't like how Amari Cooper's been playing, and I think I think I think what's his name? Devonta Smith last week was definitely a squeaky wheel game for AJ Brown,
AJ Brown. Mm-hmm.
and so I think it becomes much more like an even split between the two. And Puka one week removed from the injury, and last week of without Cooper Cup, Matt Stafford's got to feed his boy and give him to give this man a touchdown, man. That touchdown regression's got to come back. I mean, how many targets is that? 32 targets and 42 targets and no touchdown. Like this guy's been stopped at the 1 yard line like so many times. I don't know what's going on, but I definitely have it slightly leaning to Ryan. Because last week was definitely a Jamar Chase squeaky wheel game also.
Okay.
And so,
all right. Any other thoughts, Nick? Do you agree?
Yeah, I pretty much agree all around, except the only, I guess, hot take I have is if Demo is healthy for Ryan.
Played even Montgomery.
Slight edge, if not like an overall push. Yeah, because Kyron obviously, Connor has a tough matchup with the Niners, and I would take out Algier in place, just because like the London overseas game on more.
Yeah.
That one's a tough one to bet on. And so Demo's healthy against Green Bay on a short week, albeit is about the same, but Demo behind that line is too good not to.
Okay. I think one change I'd make for Michael is I'd want to take Joe Adderall and put him in over Brees Hall.
I would play Garrett Wilson over Brees Hall now.
Really?
I mean, the ball's got to go somewhere.
It's tough, dude. Casey's defense is pretty good, actually. I would say.
But one thing I have to say about Michael's team is, what are you doing with 3 quarterbacks, man? Like you have Tua. Why'd you
crack?
Stop smoking crack.
We need the Timmy sound drop.
Like this guy went from infinite depth to no depth in one waiver wire week, bro. What's going? Your Michael's team looking last week. Michael's team looking kind of nice. This week, Michael's team looking kind of shit, bro.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I got Michael winning this though. You guys?
Ooh,
with all the agreement, I have Ryan.
I got Ryan overall. Ryan
slightly.
I have Michael's running backs and wide receivers holding it down. Hopefully, him paying out his shots is enough. I think I changed it because he paid out his shots. That might have been why.
I see.
And Ryan didn't yet, so we're gonna have to see if that comes to fruition. Let's jump into our next matchup. Nick's gonna take us through this. We got James versus Topher.
James versus Topher. So starting off with the QB, Josh Allen. I mean, I don't gotta say any more than that. He's going against Miami. Should be a shootout. Running backs, I got a surprising, probably to most of y'all, push.
Wow, that's spicy.
I don't know if Kamara, starting out his first game of the year against Tampa, is going to ball out as much as you would think. Same thing for Derrick Henry. Cincinnati pass rush and run defense last game that they just played. Really stout. Like all memes aside, pretty good. So it all really comes down to Chad Black and Pacheco. against also tough matchups.
Yeah, they're both good
So-
defenses. They're playing against.
Yeah, so against also tough matchups too. So honestly, I think that might be like a very like underwhelming overall in that department. This is gonna sound boring too, but wide receivers I think also push Keenan for the
Mhm.
opposite reasons. Keenan and Justin have really juicy matchups the other way.
Mhm.
Tutu also pretty good against Indy, but he gets kind of like the secondary, if not third look sometimes on most pass plays. Elijah Moore, I'd like, has that guy even done anything to be honest? But yeah, I mean,
I mean,
that's like
he's a
odd.
target hog
I mean,
799.
I
That's
don't.
pretty good.
I,
And a
I
He's
fumble
got
can't.
here.
a ton of targets, but same
Yeah,
thing.
not too
Like
much yardage.
Baltimore D, like sorry Vin, but Baltimore D this year hasn't been looking like quite up to speed.
Okay.
So I think he has a potential to do okay. Tutu has a little bit more of an explosive.
I would say, what if you put Pittman there instead of Tutu? Would you give that
Pittman,
to?
Pittman, I'd say has a decent matchup too, because like the Rams secondary kind of the same. Sorry, David. They have the name brand, but
Stop
haven't really lived up to
smoking
it.
crack.
Yeah. They haven't
Alright.
He
really
held
lived up
T.
to it,
Higgins.
so-
Rams secondary held T. Higgins to 3 points. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's
Well,
true.
well, Pittman is like in that T. Higgins realm, sure, but I think Indy's gonna have to throw it a ton to keep up. I
Okay.
think they're gonna get shredded. So either way, like overall, I think it's gonna be like a pretty juicy looking push. I think Keenan might edge out just because the Mike Williams targets might not go as much to Josh Palmer as everyone would like. So Keenan might be just like hella force fed.
Okay.
So
20
I'd call that
targets.
overall like a
Sheesh.
slight
20
push,
targets.
slight edge to James, but overall I'd say push just for spice. Tight end, pretty nuts push. Obviously, 1 and 2 tight ends on in fantasy against top
What?
defenses. Dude, that's one. Dude, Kelsey and Mandrews.
That
are
is
1 and
not
2.
1 and 2, dude. That's
You don't think
actually
Kelsey and Mandrews are
smoking
1 and
crack.
2? What? Oh, who's 2 then? I'm guessing you think Kelsey's 1. Who's 2?
Hawkinson's 2, probably.
All right, Harry. Okay, fine.
I would put
Just
Mandrews
top-
there. I agree with the push.
Right, well, push against top defenses though. Top defenses, this is going to be a push.
Okay.
And then flex, if we're debating between Tutu and Pittman versus Sky Moore, I'd got to give that to James.
Okay.
And the last one, defense kickers. I think the Niners is going to be the first real test for Dobbs and the Arizona offense. Miami and Buffalo, that can kind of go either way. Like both of them kind of tilt sometimes, but I think Buffalo is a little bit more like consistent, right? So either way, I think the Niners might be the edge out here for like a surprising like.
I don't know about this
double-digit
Miami at Buffalo defense. That's for sure.
I think that's gonna get torched.
And
Yeah.
overall, wait, who do you think is gonna get torched?
Miami
Miami's
defense.
Gonna
defense.
get torched by Bill. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. Too.
The
Yeah, I
2-point Chargers, like that's in the realm
I
of
think they come
possibility.
down to earth. So the Niners might make up like a 10-point.
I mean, but
double-digit.
the Josh Allen does turn it over, so.
But that's the thing. Like they tilt. Like yeah, Josh Allen can tilt.
Mhm.
Miami kind of doesn't show up, so it can go either way. But I think that could be the one where you
Okay.
guys 12 versus 2 type.
All right.
But overall, James will take it.
James takes it.
Yep.
I think James takes it. I would agree. So I think Topher needs to switch out his Sky Moore pick, low key. I think he needs to find a flex player in the free agency. Because yeah, I thought he would have found someone through here. All right.
And he's got to put Mike Williams on IR. He can
Yeah.
just free spot
he's
him.
or straight up drop him. I don't know. Maybe he didn't.
He
do the
could
waivers
drop
today.
him too, you
That
know.
could be his third round keeper next.
Oh, I guess. All right.
No,
let's
that's a joke.
jumping into Vincent versus Jonathan. David's gonna take us through this. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, let me pull the matchup. Oh, you have the matchup right here.
Mhm.
Kirk Cousins and Justin Herbert. I have it going Jonathan. Justin Herbert's just been going off, and I think he keeps it. He just throws it so much in that
Yeah.
offense. Eckler and Zach Moss versus Bijan and Aaron Jones. I have a slight edge going to Jonathan, just because I don't think Eckler will be healthy,
Yeah.
and
agree.
yeah, and Aaron Jones. And that's assuming Aaron Jones comes back, he'll get the volume and healthy. I think Bijan and Aaron Jones are just more electric than actually. Slightly to Jonathan, but I'll keep
Yeah.
it slightly Jonathan. Wide receivers Olave and Brandon Ayuk versus Man, both teams are just super injured. What the fuck? This is just a game to like grenade my stats, bro. Because the lineup now is like not gonna be the lineup like on Sunday, and yeah.
You're gonna have to change your pick if you really want to keep your stats up. You might have to change your pick in Sunday morning.
Send them in
just like you say your lineup.
What is it? So we got Waddle, Metcalf and Olave versus Ayuk. I think I have a push here. Waddle, you know, he's concussed. You might see like double. And tight ends I have going towards Vin just because Jonathan doesn't have anyone in that spot yet. But he did just pick up. He picked up Jake Ferguson.
He wins by default.
He just wins by default. But I think both of them are kind of like similar type players. I don't think Jake Ferguson has gone a touchdown yet. But he has gone a touchdown. I know he's been looked at in the red zone a lot. Him and Dak haven't been on the same page, but neither has Dallas Goedert and Jalen Hurts. I think that's.
I would say they're in the same tier for sure. Pretty good points, pretty similar target.
Yeah,
percentage.
I would say that's like a push or.
Oh, Jonathan had Taysom Hill.
Yeah, he dropped him.
Flex, I got Nico Collins versus Ramondre Stevenson now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Nico on a bounce back game. I think Nico's looking pretty good out there. He's like a target hog. They just had a really good game script last game, and I think they ran the ball. And Ramondre Stevenson versus Dallas, I think it's gonna be a Zeke revenge game here. I'm actually down for Jonathan and Vin, if you're listening, to just go Ramondre versus Zeke straight up and bench everyone out. I'm down for that. But overall, I have Jonathan winning out the matchup.
I think I agree with you. I got Jonathan winning as well.
I think I'm the only one that deviated from you guys. So
what do you guys think?
I think the QB is a push. Like if you guys look in plus matchups, Kirk and Herbert have been good for like the mid upper 20s.
Yeah.
So I think that might be closer than you guys would think.
Okay.
I have wide receivers slight edge also to Vin. I like the plus matchups for if Waddle's healthy, obviously for DK and Waddle. Like same thing for DK. He's been getting the end zone looks and he just hasn't been quite getting there for like a bunch of reasons, penalties or just like poor looks over there. Nico and Olave kind of have tough matchups too, but those guys always show out, obviously. But overall, I think the Tutty variance is going to go in Vin's favor slightly for that one. But Jonathan's team, at least from what I saw, was like really dependent on getting those touchdowns.
Yeah.
A lot of them kind of been getting like that nice like 10 catches for like 100 yards kind of set up, you know, to set you in the low to mid like teens range. But you need those touchdowns to really get up to like those 20s, which is what he's going to need, I think, to go against like Eckler, Moss.
Okay.
Maybe even Goddard's due for some regression in the red zone, right? So I think more consistency and more of like a decent flow. I think Vin will give the slight edge.
Okay.
I'll say Vin slight.
So got Vin. 2 Jonathans, 1 Vin. Jumping into our next matchup, we got David versus Knee. David's obviously got himself, so we're gonna break this down. I got David here. I think Lamar Jackson at Cleveland. That's gonna be tough, but then you got Dak Prescott in New England. So I got David. It looks like, what do you have there, Nick?
Same thing for this one. I'd say tough matchups. Dak against New England. I mean, I think obviously as a homer, I gotta say that we shut him down, that offense. But also Cleveland's been looking pretty nuts, especially their run D, and that's what Lamar likes doing. So I think he gets swallowed up though, unfortunately.
So you got push there, or you got?
I got a push on that one. Yeah.
Okay, so running backs, we're looking at Joe Mixon versus Raheem Mostert. Let me double check. Versus Saquon versus Jerome Ford. I think if Saquon plays, it'd be more even, right? However, at this point in time, I don't see Saquon playing. He's gonna have to play Najee Harris versus Houston, and I think that's going to be more of a need kind of week. Thoughts on that running back analysis, Nick?
Yeah, so this one, again, if Saquon plays, plus matchup, huge plus matchup, I'd say, and a late week, he's gonna get good amount of rest. So I think him and Ford easily edge out Mostert and Mixon, but I have a take about that later because I think Tennessee's run defense this year is kind of for some reason gone under the radar. Like they've been
it's been
insane.
pretty good.
Tennessee's run
Isn't it
defense
the
has been
number
nuts.
one run defense?
Yeah,
I think so.
they've been insane this year, and so I have a hot take about Mixon later, but yeah, I think the edge for the running backs goes to David. If
Okay.
Saquon-
Wide receivers go to Tyreek, Devontae Adams. We don't
That's
even
a
need to talk
no-brainer.
about that.
What?
So
Best stack of the dude. That's the golden.
Stop
Now-
smoking crack.
tight ends, I got Hawkinson over Henry. Hawkinson at Carolina versus Henry at Dallas. And then flex, I got Debo versus Lockett. Yeah, I would say Debo versus Lockett. And I'm gonna go Debo against Arizona there. So I got Knee there. So I got Knee winning majority of the categories if Saquon's not playing. And yeah, I think I got Knee. I think he keeps the streak alive. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah,
about
so
the rest?
I agree. I think Yi gets the edge. Sorry, my
Damn, the
co-host, I'm
recency
sorry.
bias is
Sorry.
crazy on
Oh,
this. I would like some objectivity on this podcast, man.
I'm trying to tank the
Recency
guest,
bias
guest
going
set.
crazy right now. But alright, all good.
But I'll say the hot take earlier was I would bench Mixon for Swift because Swift has a pretty really good plus matchup against.
But
Oh,
are
I
you
like that.
but
I
are
like
you
that.
but are you down for a Swift versus Gainwell 1v1? Would that be
Yi, leave a comment.
Yee,
That'd be
Yee,
spicy.
yeah, I know you the first one ever, but if you make it this far, Swift versus Kenneth Gainwell, 1v1. I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All
that's
right.
but Neo.
And go ahead. And so you got Knee?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I meant that was the only change I would make overall. Swift
Mhm.
over Mixon for a spicy take and Neo overall. Yeah.
I actually like that take. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Knee. David's got himself. So, any quick statements you want to make about that, David?
No,
Okay,
I
that's
just
good. All right, let's go on.
I just got me winning out. You know, I'm gonna show the podcast listeners that he, in fact, does bleed, and you know that my mom didn't name me David for no reason. All right,
Ooh.
all
I
right.
like that.
There you go.
Can I get a believe it or not interjection real quick? Believe it or not, Yee's streak ends with David.
Believe
shop-
it, bro.
Are we shopping that?
Can we do a
I'll
shop bet?
shop
Is there a
at
line?
that. I'll shop
Is
at
Vegas have a
that.
I'll
line?
do a shop bet.
The
I'll-
line
I'll shop
is
with you.
the line is minus 10.5. So
You're
I
in
just have
favor,
to
though.
cover.
Yeah,
No,
so he has to.
I have to cover, bro. I don't have to win. I just have to cover.
10.5? Wait, you are a good line maker. I might. Ooh, that's
All right, we'll talk about it. So, David gets 10.5. All right, we'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll discuss that later.
Let's go into
Chris and
myself
Nick.
versus Nick,
Yeah.
and I can't play that, so obviously can't do that because we're gonna take each other ourselves. So go ahead.
All right. So quarterbacks, I got going Patrick Mahomes over Jared Goff. I don't think Jared Goff plays that well on the road in the frozen tundra. I think
Team
Patrick
away.
Mahomes just finds a way, you know. Going into running backs, I also have Chris here, Christian McCaffrey, mostly, and Gibbs versus Etienne. Etienne has been very good, so I guess he can even out Christian McCaffrey. But I think the deal breaker here is Alexander Madison. I can't believe Nick's still rolling that guy out
Hey,
every
last
week.
week was pretty good.
He got bailed out last week and kept that he's got bailed out 2 weeks in a row, I think, and it's kept him on the field. And so I have Gibbs going, winning out there. Wide receivers, I gotta have it going to Nick, Amon-Ra, Stephon Diggs, arguably two wide receiver ones versus Terry McLaurin and you know, Jerry Judy, so those are just two wide receiver twos right there. Kittle versus Pitts at the tight end. Pitts just sucks right now, you know.
You're not wrong.
I mean, we have a running joke like if he caught the ball, it ain't Pitts because Pitts can't in the end zone at least, and so I have it going towards Nick there. Flex, I have it as a push. Pickens versus Javonte Williams. I don't like the Javonte Williams play there. I would rather you play the $69 man, Joshua
Oh
Palmer,
yeah,
because
that might be the move. That might be the move.
I think he,
That changes things.
is next up, and so he'll get the next opportunity. If he shits the bed, then obviously the next game after that will be Quentin Johnson's game.
Yeah.
But I think Brandon Staley, is that who the charge is?
Yeah.
Gets the gives his guy the first try. And
Okay.
I really don't like George Pickens versus Houston. I think Houston has a sneaky good defense, and yeah, that's about all I have to say about that.
So who do you got?
I have Chris winning this one because I do like his kicker, and I like Philly versus Washington. New England versus Dallas, not a great matchup, and I think the kicker and the defense here makes quite a bit of difference, overcoming his wide receiver 2 deficiencies. So
All
I
right.
have Chris winning.
And we have ourselves, so we can't really. We're gonna have some bias in there, right?
Yeah.
So let's jump into our last
Fair
one.
analysis, but it's wrong.
But it's wrong.
So sorry.
Let's jump into Royce versus Timmy
Timmy.
for our last matchup. And David, you're gonna take
I'll
us away
break this one down.
Oh wait, no, I switched it up. Who didn't do 2 yet?
My fault. It's not me. Royce and Timmy,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Royce and Timmy.
Wait, before you get started.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, toilet bowl preview.
Oh.
Believe it or not? Dude, wait. Honestly, I don't think so, because
I don't think so. I think
So
I think
don't
Royce's team
believe
is
it.
pretty
You don't
good.
believe
I don't
it.
believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. Royce's team is pretty sleeper. I don't think
Yeah.
he will.
All right, go ahead, Nick. Run us through this.
Start off in this particular matchup against our Zesty boys. I like the Sean divisional matchup over T. Oh wait, no, he used to have T-Law, but now Jordan Love against Detroit. Now I might have to call it more of a Jordan Love. Jordan Love is playing out of his damn mind, and Detroit, even on a short week, playing at home against Detroit is like, in recent years that's guaranteed to be a shootout. I think he puts up points. So I might have to give the edge to Royce here.
I'm gonna agree there with Royce.
So I'll give it to Royce. Going into running backs, he had K9, Josh Jacobs in a plus matchup against Cam Akers, and Pollard against my boys. That's an easy Royce. Wide receivers, I like Timmy's, DJ Moore, and he swapped
Higgins,
right? Yeah, I like the DJ Moore and Higgins versus AJ Brown Ridley, like sneakily, just because like Denver and Tennessee are plus matchups for wideouts. And Higgins, dude, that dude gets so many quality looks. Like he gets like insane red zone looks. He gets all these great like intermediate routes, but he has these like bad drops. I think it should be a get right game for a good run D where they can't get anything going there with Mixon. He gets peppered. AJ Brown had his squeaky wheel game. I think it's the Devonta get right game. Ridley again in a negative game, just overseas. So I give that slight edge to Timmy.
Yeah.
Laporta Potty versus Kincaid. That's a no-brainer. Royce's flex Godwin versus Rashid. I like Royce's Godwin. Okay. Rashid can be really streaky, and Tampa is also like a pretty sneaky good defense. Godwin, I think, is just a better overall player for consistency for us. And Ty Tass might be the sneaker RB1 for Timmy, with the highest over/under. I think
RB1.
I think he might be the RB1 for
QB1, bro.
He might be the QB1 for Timmy. And the only change that I would make is on Royce's team. I like the Tank Dell over Godwin against a negative matchup, just because Tank Dell's on a fucking tear right now. CJ is doing good. Pittsburgh is kind of a neutral / slightly positive matchup, just because they get like bodied. And Tank Dell, I think they want to keep the hot hand riding. So I think I do that over Godwin just for upside. And overall, I like Royce's team over here overall.
Actually, I like that analysis. I just think the wide receivers on Royce's side is a little bit better, personally.
Yeah.
But, I agree with that analysis. Any thoughts on that matchup or his Nick's analysis, David?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just clumped AJ Brown, Ridley, and Godwin versus Higgins, DJ Moore, and Raheed Shaheed. And so when you do that, I have it slightly leaning Royce's
Okay.
way, just because T Higgins and Rashid is so boom
Yeah.
bust.
Yeah,
So just a numbers game, really.
for sure.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I totally see that too. Yeah.
With that being said, I got Royce winning.
I think we all have Royce winning.
Good luck, Roy.
All
right.
right. So, that.
My bad.
Oh, Chris's stream. All right. Well, you have anything to say to? You have the floor, Nick. Would you have anything to say to the
I got a
league?
30-second plug. Finish
Yeah.
the 10 wings.
To promote anything you want.
Anything I want. All I gotta say is F Chris. I hate this podcast. Never watched this episode. I hate me. And no, it's just a pleasure as always, boys. To play another year with y'all. And yeah, it's a blast, man. I've been hella depressed. Mine without football, and now it's back, and we're grooving. We're cruising.
Nice.
Nice.
And Jake Stocks, if you're watching, we love you.
There it is. There it is.
There it
Jake
is.
Stock. Shout out, my
Jake
brother.
Stock.
Jake Stock. Hey, Jake
episode.
Stocks, if you're here for this episode, comment down below again. I'll take another shot for you on the
Let's
pod. There you
go.
go.
Mark
there
you
you
down
go.
for one too,
Alright,
man.
there
This is
you
my
go.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
All
For
right.
sure.
Peace
Take care,
out.
man.
Good luck, everyone, this
All
week.
right, later. Good luck, everyone. Except Nick.